Welcome to Indoor Hydroponics. I'm John, your indoor hydroponic test dummy. Today is February 1st, 2015. Welcome to February. It is a Sunday morning. Got my scrubs on. A little bit of Chuck Norris t-shirt action going on, and the smoking jacket. It's a shame no one smokes anymore, guys, because since the 1950s, I guess the Rat Pack era, smoking jacket sales have declined. So I'm going to try to bring that back, because nothing says class like Chuck Norris and the smoking jacket on a Sunday morning with a cup of coffee. Regardless, doing a couple of things inside the grow room today, guys. Going to do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of maintenance type stuff in here. It's always good to keep a clean grow room, okay? So any kind of dirt that falls to the floor or any kind of like spent flower blossoms, things like that, get those up and out of here type of thing. I also want to talk about this little puppy right here, this Space Galactic Air Pod, okay? And this is the newest thing hitting the hydroponic stores. And the guy at the hydroponic store was so confident in this baby, he gave it to me for free. And in fact, he even gave me a little, like, I guess, seedling starter type of thing. He says, if it works out, come back and pay me. And I like that. That's kind of cool. I like that trust, alright? So this is cool, alright? So I want to talk a little bit about this. What does it do? It's another air pruning type pot that I have not seen before. So we are going to give it a little test run starting today. And so let's come in a little closer, talk about this, and we'll also talk about the advantages of this over growing in a fabric pot. Okay guys, this is the air pot, alright? Now, before I get into a little bit of the detail about that, I was talking to the hydroponics guy and he asked me, again, what growing method was I using. I told him the fabric pot and the saucer method type of thing. And he said that that's good, a lot of people have been doing that, it's great for air pruning type of thing. But he did ask me, he goes, do you drain your saucer every time you water and or supplementally feed? And I say, you know, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I let it wick back up into the bag. And he goes, He goes, that's not really a good thing. He goes, you really want to have good drainage on this and just let it, you want to empty out that saucer every time. Otherwise it'll wick back up and then you'll have a nutrient concentration continually going on in the bag. And then the light bulb went off in my head because I had that problem earlier this year with the tomatoes, okay? So, he started showing me this particular air pot. Now the air pots were designed for big trees, right? I mean big tree seedlings, air pruning type of thing. And what they would do is these things come apart, okay? So they would sit the trees in here, and what they would do is then just open it up and then take the tree out and then easy transplantation, right? And so they make these massive, huge cylinders, right? Well, they started downsizing these things, and now the home gardener, the grower, the inside grower, even outside growers can now use these for like vegetables, and of course the hydroponic industry is beginning to use these with your medicinal marijuana and stuff. Now, I don't grow that stuff, however, I am going to be growing a vegetable in this, which we'll get to very shortly. Now, let's take a look at this. If you look at this, guys, they have all of these little shoots coming off, okay, and obviously there's holes in it, and so this is an air pruning pot, as I said, and this is pretty cool, it's pretty neat, and it's specifically made for air pruning. So, what's cool about this, really cool about this, is the recessed bottom, alright? The bottom comes up about 2 or 3 inches, so there's a gap here. And what does that mean? That means we're going to have good drainage. There's going to be no wicking going back up into this. And so that kind of solves that wicking problem, especially if you're going to supplementally feed, of going back into, like, say, the grow bag, because it won't have an opportunity to do that in here. So all I essentially have to do is pack this in with a good potting media, and then let's grow something. I am the fraction of the 1% that shops at the hydroponic store that does not grow recreational and or medicinal marijuana, okay? But it doesn't mean we can't learn from those guys, because those guys are really plant growing geniuses. And why do I say that? Well, they get paid in yield, okay? And so the greater the yield per plant, the more money they make. Now, with that being said, they are telling me that these air pots are about yielding 20% more product than they would with the fabric pots, okay? So that's going to be the test. I'm not going to be testing this against a fabric pot, but what I will be testing it on is a yield, okay? And what am I going to be testing it against? A cabbage. And why am I going to test it against a cabbage? Because I like coleslaw, and I picked a very good variety for coleslaw, guys. This is about a 4-week-old cabbage seedling, and this is an early Jersey wheat field, okay? So it's a fast grower, should be about 60 days from now before harvest. Now, they grow between 1 and 4 pounds, okay? So here's the test that I'm going to have. It's going to be a excellent, good, fair pour type of thing. The pour will be a 1-pound head. The fair will be a 2-pound head, the good will be a 3-pound head, and the intergalactic space galaxy excellent cabbage will be the 4-pounder. And believe me, guys, I don't expect this thing to grow out to be 4 pounds. However, that will be the test, okay? So let's get some dirt into this thing, let's get this thing planted, let's get this thing going. In about 60 days, we'll be able to do some harvesting on this and see what this type of okay, so I am glad that I waited to clean up the grow room before I started filling and watering this thing. Why? Because obviously some of the dirt comes out of the holes when you're filling this, and a good tip is to water this thing very slowly. Otherwise, again, you're going to get water coming out of the holes here, and it can kind of be a drag, a little bit of a mess. What do I got going on in here? I have the Happy Frog potting media. Again, that's my favorite stuff for container gardening. Expensive, yes, but it works great. What am I going to do in terms of maintenance outside of just keeping this thing watered? Around day 30, okay, about halfway through the grow, we're going to be seeing a nice head coming on this. I'm going to give it about a half dose of the Botanicare Grow for Soil, okay, which is an organic amendment type of thing, okay. Other than that, I'm not going to do anything other than just watch it grow out in this pot. So today is February 1st, 2015. On April 1st, 2015, this thing should be ready. We'll come back, shoot a follow-up video type of thing. So I will be getting ready to transplant cabbages out to the outdoor garden around April 1st and be eating a new one. So thanks, guys. As always, please like, subscribe, and I will see you later. Take care, guys. Bye.